Hello again everyone, welcome once again to our little flying field here. It's bitterly cold at the moment, about 7 degrees, which is I suppose a little bit more than you can expect for a bank holiday Easter weekend, isn't it? Normally it'd be tipping down. So other than being very cold, the wind conditions just about right for flying. Right, okay, I've come across something new. You'll remember that I've been giving the Eachine Fun Fighters, if you like, a little test review, a little fly around. Much on the same theme are these ones from TopRCHobby. They look fairly similar, don't they? I'd imagine they're going to fly just as well, if not a little bit better than the Eachine ones. Different subjects though. We have the Focke-Wulf FW190. I think is based upon an A5 or an A8 variant, and we have the P39 Airacobra. So let's take a quick look, see what we're going to get in the box, and you will be surprised that you get absolutely everything you need. You don't even have to buy the batteries for the transmitter. Let me just get that out. The transmitter itself, a bit more of an ergonomic design than the Eachine one, but with the same function. So in theory, if you're in mid mode, I think it is, you can press that for 2 seconds and you should be able to do a roll or maybe even a loop, but I find I can do that in mid. Expert mode is very similar to what you get with the Eachines, almost uncontrollable as I've found, but in with the model itself, and the model itself, that's quite good, isn't it? It does provide a very good representation. The battery, the flight battery you get, is a 400 milliamp battery. It's not a 500, although I suspect possibly a 500 might just squeeze in there with a little bit of difficulty. But there you go, it's right in there, ready to go. You also have the charger. I've got a spare battery with this one. You have a screwdriver and some landing gear. Obviously I'm not going to use the landing gear here because there's absolutely no way on earth it's going to take off. And the setup ready for flight procedure is very much the same as with the Eachine models. So we'll just quickly whip these batteries in. What I tend to do with these models, there we go, they didn't provide a screw there, but never mind, it's not the end of the world. As long as it stays in there and don't fall out, it's that should be safe enough. Right, so we've got your little micro lozzy connector for the battery. Tuck that in there. Okay, so there's no switch on these things. Once the battery's connected, that's it, all powered up. Okay, so that's flashing, making a connection, up and down to bind properly, and hopefully we should have, can you hear the gyros working there? What we'll do, we'll stick it in beginner rate and we'll go for a little fly. I have the angle of the head camera set up okay. Hopefully there won't be any more sound problems. I've had to change the mic on the GoPro that I'm using. Once again, I seem to be getting through mics like nobody's business. Right, here we go. Half bottle. definitely a bank and yank model. We'll put it into middle rates, if you want to call it that. See if we can get a little bit nearer, shall we? Yep, not bad. Very much in the Ishin category of their 400mm flyers, which have been very successful. Average weight for these models tends to be around about 65 grams. That's including the battery. And this model comes with the same propeller setup. It's like a knock-off propeller, if you will. So even if you hit anything, as long as it's not a brick wall at full speed, I don't think you're going to do any much damage. But I think they've chosen a fairly good colour scheme for this. And the markings seem fairly accurate too. We'll try, I'll tell you, we'll go round, get some height, and we'll try this trick button, shall we? See what tricks it can do for us. We'll try a roll. Yep, okay. I'm not going to bother with that again. Quite a tight turning radius it's got on it. And don't forget you've got rudder as well. But don't be tempted to put the rudder in its full deflective position. You'll get some unexpected results. That's about half throttle. Right, I think you get the gist of it all, don't you? And if you, I think a Hurricane would be a very good addition. I hope someone does one. And I can think of one or two other subjects which would go well. Let's say a Mackie 202 or a Mackie 205 with that Italian colour scheme. That'd be very, very good. I'll tell you what, before I come into land, let's try expert mode. Yep. Shouldn't be expert mode really, it should be kamikaze mode. Right, let's reduce the throttle, come in for a landing. There we go. Okay, that's the flight of the TopRCHobby Focke-Wulf FW190. They've obviously had a look at some reference books and got the colour scheme and the markings out, which seem to be, you know, fairly spot on. Obviously there's going to be no swastika, we can't have those nowadays, you're upset a few people. So yeah, no engine detail, but you're not going to expect that much, are you? All in all, a very good flyer. Right, we're going to try the P39 Airacobra next, so stick around for that one. We'll see you shortly. Here we are with the TopRC 405mm, I think it is, or 402mm. This is the Airacobra P39. It's come out of this range from TopRCHobby, which also includes a P47 Thunderbolt. Let's see if they got anything else in the pipeline. No, I think it's just them. Going on TopRCHobby's website shows a few more bits and pieces they've got in their range. I believe they got some 450mm range of warbirds as well. You might want to take a gander at their website and see what they got on offer. They are starting to filter through to the UK now quite a bit. Now, with all their other kits that they do, everything comes complete in the box. You have the charger, you've got some wheels, you've got a screwdriver. The wheels are, of course, are for if you want to take off from a hard stand in somewhere. As you can see, we haven't got one here, so I have to hand launch it. You even get included the batteries for the RC transmitter, which I've already put in. Okay, right, let's have a look at the model itself. Not a bad looking little model, is it? I can think some other colour schemes that they've got, but I've checked out this colour scheme and it is a valid one. So they've obviously done a little bit of research and done it as accurately as possible. Okay, right, with these brushed motors, I might be doing it wrong. There is a set of instructions there which I haven't read. I have gone over it very briefly, and I'll give you a quick glimpse of what you get included. They're all generic, they're all the same, because they give you the picture of the same aeroplane. The Chinglish is quite good. You don't need to decipher or translate too much. It's all self-explanatory. If you've flown these things before, like the Ishin brand and the Volantex models, all of the same size, then you'll know what you're going to get. It's basically the same hardware and software packaged in a different airframe. Brilliant. And so if you're into collecting these sort of things, the space is going to be a lot less than it would be for your normal size models. Okay, so right, the battery goes into there, and hopefully we can squeeze everything down, shut the hatch, and I'm going to switch on transmitter, up and down with the throttle to bind, hopefully. There we go. Right, and you can see the gyros working there. We've got it in beginner rate. Actually, there's not much more to say and get out and fly it, I think. The wind's coming over from the northeast, which is to my left, just slightly behind me. Right, let's see how she does. Okay, that's just slightly, about 3/4 throttle there. lower the throttle to about half. This hands off, going against the wind. For a geared brushed motor, it's not overly noisy, is it? Right, let's put it into medium rates. Almost lost it against the trees there. Obviously you're going to get a lot more speed when you come in with the wind. In any wind above, let's say 10 miles an hour, it's going to create an awful lot of lift on this little airframe, which only weighs around about 60-65 grams. The advantage being, as long as you don't fly into a brick wall at full speed, if you do crash, I think you can just pick it up and fly it again. I think this one's got the knock-off propeller. I'll have to check on that, but I'm pretty sure it has. Yep, as I suspected, all these 400mm flyers, you're going to get good results out of whatever model you choose to fly. You have a closer look at the flight control software or the flight board, and they tend to be pretty much all very similar. That is just about half throttle. There you go, touch of rudder there, just to help it a little bit. You see, as it was diving there, it gained up a bit of speed. There was a bit of pronounced wobble there. That's the flight controller trying its level best, pardon the pun, trying to keep it as steady as possible and overreacting. Right, okay, that is going to be it. I think we'll just circle round and we'll come in for a landing. It's getting bitterly cold here, bitterly cold. Right, okay, reduce the throttle to about quarter. I'll tell you what, we come round again. See if I can make a better approach this time. That's it, there we go. At least it's down in one piece, which is a very good result for me. Okay, there we go. That is the Bell P39 Airacobra. My apologies. I was going to see if that's got a knockoff propeller, and it looks as though it has. So obviously Eachine have come up with something so good it needs to be, it looks as though it's been copied, doesn't it? What relationship TopRC are to Eachine, if any at all, I don't know, but it seems a very good range that they are now releasing. So I do like the ergonomics of the new style transmitter. That's pretty good, and the range seems to be good as well. With something like this, you're not going to fly it too far away because it will easily get out of sight, as I found when I was flying against those trees there, especially with it painted in green. It was a little bit hard to follow. Right, okay, thanks for stopping by, watching the video. I hope you find it informative. Until the next video, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.